Table 500, the series where the combos are absurd, Galaxy Queen's up 99 plus level, where the combos are stupid, Tribute Summon Yugioh. From rookies to masters, you'll find something worth laughing at in this series. Taking part in Table 500 is easy. Check the description to find the link for submitting your replay, read through some of the requirements, like don't make it boring. And you too can be featured on the worst showcase of decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Here is Table 500. YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Table 500. Today we have, featuring, of course, your favorite series in which all of the dumb, crazy, ridiculous combos occur. I'm sure you checked the outro. All of you always ask, Farfa, how do I submit replays? How do I take part? Click the description down below and you can submit your replay there. This replay is called This Is Why I Don't Like Gage Anymore. He brings the same tier 0 deck every week, barely follows the prompt, and somehow wins. I want to like this series, but without a proper list of ban cards and proper rules, I can't enjoy this anymore. Alright, here we go. The Skull Invitation is going to instantly deal 3, 6, 9, 12 damage to each player for their hand traps and stuff. Skull Invitation replay apparently is what we're getting here. We are going to summon out sharks, left and right, etc., etc. That's going to go into an Xyz summon of the WONKY QUARTET. Classic. Attaching a bunch of names here, giving it to the opponent, sending it over, passing. Stand by. WONKY QUARTET attaches, burns, destroys itself for 32. Skull Invitation, taken 9, 9, 9, and boom. I don't know if this is a I don't like Gage angle. I think this is an I don't like Doug angle. Wait, was that a draw? Oh, 800. Close. Okay. Alright, this one is the post-mortem here. Cup of ace always heads, baby. Never unlucky. Always draw. Speeding through some of the animations here, we have 3, 6, 9, 12 per card activation. Hand destruction. Oh boy. Look at all these losers playing a whole bunch of FTK, pseudo FTK cards in this format here. We even got the Hanawata, by the way. This is just an infinite number of discards and cards from the hand to be able to actually pull this off here. And so, is Hanawata even good? Is this considered an effect or like a cost? I think it's a card effect, yes. And finally, hand destruction. Ouch. I have hurt myself. So what's funny is that it plays the animation faster because it breaks your field and you don't have anything left on the field anymore, animation-wise. But you do technically still have cards on the field, so it still does the damage. It's very funny, actually. Tribute Summon Yugioh by tributing the Daiza Blaster, the Negation Fortress. Okay, this is called Who Would Win? Malice? Or... wait. We're not, like, doing a controlled Yugioh FTK here. We're forcing a Silver Malice player to not only try and do their combo correctly, but to play around Yugioh. This is a lot... Fine. We only lost 6 cards. It's still winnable. That's just crazy. How bad can a Malice player be? I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at silver players is just so mean. But what is this? Alright, this replay is called 99. And it's sent in by Proddy on the account Proddy T500. So you can tell that Proddy has made a fresh account to be able to farm the gems to create the replays. It's really hilarious because I think Proddy has been on Table 500 and even like won multiple times. So yeah, let's see where this goes. The problem card of pretty much every Table 500 is Zolda. Alright, we're gonna trigger all of these swords here to add some bamboo things. The Gear Blade. Heroic Call. What do you think the Heroic Call sounds like, Gage? Ah! Detaching, bringing back the Summoner Monk. So everything's looking a little bit similar here, as always. Dart Dorado stacking the Ferret, which means that we get to draw it off the Yugioh, putting back the combo pieces we don't quite need. Summoning out from the deck here a bunch of negated monsters to go into Zelantis, which unnegates everything as we trigger them on the return back to the field here. We got Diviner, we got Clickin' something, and Soul Resonator. Synchro Shokan into Ib. Triggering the Synchro Materials here to search for Soul Fist. And sending Blast Held by Destiny, which triggers in the grave to add back Qadran. Tempest, add Chaos Emperor Dragon. What are we doing here, buddy? We're going to summon Sex and Fun from the deck with the Diviner. Nightmare Goblin, Coaling, discard, extra normal summon. Wait, giving the opponent Click and Echo? Is that what? Does Goblin have another effect? Apparently Goblin has another effect here. Bring back the Summoner Monk. We've got Emperor Dragon on the field. No, extra double summon the Qadran, who sets Macrocosmos. We're going to overlay into Gallant Granite for the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Flip the Macro. Not going to use him just yet. Geonator Transverser. Give the opponent the Chaos Emperor Dragon. Succession, bring back Summoner Monks. Trigger the Lord. Special summon it to the field here into Barricade Borg. Treasure Panda. Banish. Special summon Leg into Curious. Banishing Primal Seed from the deck. And now we can do a bit of a loop here. Since the Qadran allowed us to activate the macro this turn, we can go Primal Seed, adding back 2 cards. So basically, the way the Primal Seed works is when you have a banish mechanic up, Primal Seed targets 2 banish cards and adds them back. Now, if you use Primal Seed to target Primal Seed, you can always add back banish cards here. So let's see where this goes. Recycling the Zelantis, reusing the Zelantis. We're going to go into the Fortune Lady Water, Galaxy Photon Dragon, adding Queen's Light, Primal Seed returning back here. Now, if you don't know what Galaxy Queen's Light, I believe it increases the levels of a bunch of things on the field. Is this card, like, still in the game? Well, they banished this thing like 15 years ago. Okay, we're summoning a Mecha Phantom Beast from the deck here. We're going to go Primal Seed, adding back. You can see it's level 10. Some Candle Guy gets summoned for the Dark Strike Fighter. You may be aware as to what's happening here and what's coming. Gonna use this to summon another token. And then we're going to keep using the Primal Seeds here. Activating the effect. The Galaxy Queen's Light, increase the level up to 43. Add back the Galaxy Queen's Light with the Primal Seed. Galaxy Queen's up 99 plus level. I've seen 99999 attack in Master Duel. I've never seen 9999 level. If you hover over this, does it tell you what level it is? It doesn't tell you. It's just level 99 plus. Like, where does it end? The attack and the level of this Fortune Lady monster. Wait, what does Magical Libra do? Wait. Declare a level from 1 to 6 and target 2 face-up monster until the end. Reduce the level of one of those by the declared amount and increase the level of the other by the same amount. Wait, how much? Activate, target, declare 6. Wow, that's definitely going to add on a lot here. And then the Dark Strike Fighter tributes to burn for 999999999. Apparently that was level 32,767. When are we getting a synchro monster for that? Asking for a friend, Konami. Alright, we've got Shapes Turbo. What do we have here? Emergency Teleport for some punk cards. Now, punks are really good at facilitating shenanigans. The ability to go into Zombie Vampire, a generic level 8 synchro. There you go. The Mantis is going to send a Fengli. When it sends to the graveyard, it summons itself. Setting a card for the Ultimaya Zolkin to special the Ancient Fairy. Getting the Sub-Terror field spell, triggering the field spell to flip our Sub-Terror to trigger the Nemesis, which brings itself back from the graveyard to send a card. I didn't quite catch what that was here. I think it was a rescue monster. We're going to go into Ib for a vanilla. We're going to do some Fiendsmith things now. Fiendsmith, of course, another engine notorious for doing shenanigans. Or Legacy Succession, bringing back the Ferret. Ferret going to go for 2 targets here. We've got Racelia sending the field spell. Vylon Cube triggering to add a segment. We're going to add Rusia. We're going to fuse up for Lacrima. Lacrima's going to bring back Closed Moon for Zelantis. Zelantis resetting the field here so that we can use the Lone Fire Blossom, which has now been unnegated. That's going to trigger Caticorn to add Layer of Darkness. Dugares is going to detach here to revive the cube. Segment equips, and then we're going to go Vylon Alpha. Alpha on resolution, target, do a bunch of Vylon things here, triggering when they are sent to the graveyard. So we're going to add Kaiest, equipping the segment. Engraver recycles back to special itself. That's going to go for the Yugioh for the 4 materials. Put back a bunch of cards here. We're going to go Kaiest. When Kaiest is on the field, I believe it negates spell cards or negates equips. And then it negates and destroys them. And then all of the Vylon cards trigger when they go to the graveyard. So you negate your Vylon equips, which trigger them to special from the deck. We're going to summon 3 Prisma. You can also get searches here. We're going to go for a 3-material Alimbertion. Alimbertion is going to add Shadow Priestess of Tribute a dark monster and deal 800 damage. Shadow Priestess of tribute the Vylon Sphere, which triggers to float into it of itself, which then equips and then gets destroyed immediately because of the Kaiest. Then we're going to summon out the 3rd sphere here. Now, how do we recycle these? Oh, we don't need to recycle. We're just going to go through every single Vylon monster in our deck with Shadow Priestess of which, by the way, the irony is that these are all light monsters that we've turned into darks for Shadow Priestess because of the Layer of Darkness. We've seen Vylon FTK a few times over the course of Table 500's lifespan, but never quite seen it like this. And I'm wondering why we're playing Pot of Generosity. I think Pot of Generosity is in here, unironically, because you don't want to draw too many of your Vylon cards. Very clever, very clever. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie. Bonds Beyond Time 2. Now in theaters. We've got Brave Drive and a Cynet Universe in the classic rank of Rookie. Gonna go Allure of Darkness, banishing Shadow Spectre. Alright, Treasure Pranda. What you got for us, buddy? Gonna go do some sword play. Ooh, double elephant gift here, okay. Another Shadow Spectre. White elephant gifts. Tribute, special, and draw. Plan Velguard, Link Spooter. Spooter is gonna summon out the Skull Servant, send it away for more draws. And more draws, and more specials. Skull Servants. We got some funny targets for this. Triggering the Bamboo Swords to get a search before we start Yugioh draw. Oh boy. Okay, we're in here for a long one. All right, let's see where this goes. Ooh, D-draw. All right, huge portions of the movie are unfolding for the Bonds Beyond Time here. We've got the Decode Talker. We've got the Stardust Dragon. We got the Cosmo Brain tributing to special summon the Elemental Hero Neos. We got the Monster Reborn for the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. And then the Ancient Rules special summons the Dark Magician from the hand. And every protagonist card has been summoned. Yugi, Jaden, Yusei, Yuya. I forgot the rest of them. Etc, etc. But we're going to return with the Return from a Different Dimension. What's even left at this point? What are you trying to do here? That's it. All right. Okay. I thought you were trying to be a bit of a comedian here. And battle phase. Utopia, negate the Pendulum Dragon, chain the trap card. If you took battle, add a level 4 Cybers. Why are we negating the attack with Utopia? Let cook. Utopia attack directly. Stardust Dragon attack directly. Elemental Hero Neos attack. Negate it with Utopia. We just wanted to BM and make sure that we had the declaration of attack from every monster here. We just wanted to include the entire gang. Every single protagonist of the anime right there. This is called Absolute Cinema. Let's see what we got. First and foremost, we're going to start with the Super Heavy Samurai engine. which is always good for facilitating the world's your oyster. Anything you want. Anything you want. Let's see what we do. You can see there's an Exodia in the hand here, so you know there's going to be some shenanigans occurring today. Going through the super heavy samurai plays here. Go for the Ancient Gear Ballista. Triggering the Scarecrow for scales for box. Box trigger, add 2 more. General Kenobi. Beyond the sus. Add any pendulum card. The Supreme King Darkworm. Pendulum summon 4. Link Show Cannon to Curious. For Slifer the Sky Dragon. Apollosa. Linked away for Zelantis. Reset the field here. Bring back everything. Scales target. Revive. Virus Swordsman. When Cold-Link, special summon 0 Day from the deck into the Berserker. Berserker, Cold-Link brings back Swordsman, brings back 0 Day. Overlay Shokan into the Garrus. Link into VLAN Hydra. VLAN Hydra, Tribute, special summoning 3 tokens, equal to the Link rating. Neo Tempest Terahertz for Clock Wyvern. Coming out Clock Lizard. Clock Lizard. Recycling the Clock Dragon. Banishing to fusion summon from the grave of the Clock Dragon. Milling cards equal to the Link rating of all of the monsters banished, I believe. Putting every card in the deck into the graveyard, leaving you on exactly 0. Using Keldo to put 2 cards back, to then draw exactly Boogie Trap and Black Garden. Medora puts back Goliath, Seed, Reborn, Moonmirror Shield, and a bunch of other things, because we can target 5, since I assume there's a Gravekeeper's Trap here. You get to target 5 with the Shufflers. Activate Revive Sky God. I don't even remember how we're getting to use a trap card turn 1. I assume it's... Did we mill like a Makura or something? Something is allowing us to use the trap card on the same turn here. Sure. We're going to draw all of the cards here with the Slifer the Sky Dragon. Banishing 7 from the graveyard, as well as a card on the field here for the Snow. Banishing again with the Snow here, so we want a lot of banish cards, it looks like. 14 total, bringing back the Snow. Snow special summon back to the field here. Now we're going to activate the Black Garden. Linking away Slifer. Can't just link Slifer, man. Now we're going to give our opponent a bunch of tokens here for every special summon. With the Black Garden. Summoning it to the field here. With Goliath in the scale, by the way. Monster Reborn is going to come down, targeting and bringing back Amorphage Pride. Black Garden trigger. Special summon again. Primal Seed. Add back Reborn Primal Seed. So I believe when Pride is on the field... Or is it Goliath? While you control Anarphage, any card sent to the grave is banished instead. So now we are under Macrocosmos, and we can proceed to do the Primal Seed loop. Primal Seed is going to target Seed and the trap card Give and Take. Then we're going to go and use Primal Seed again. Primal Seed for Primal Seed and Exodius. Sure. Primal Seed for Seed to add back Diffusion Wave Motion. Now we're going to use Snow again for 7 more cards, banishing the Scale, which is relevant. So now we're going to unmacro ourselves. Pass turn. On the opponent's turn, we're going to go Powerful Rebirth for Neko Main King. We're going to chain Give and Take. Special a monster from your graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in defense position. Increase the level of a monster by that level of the special summon monster by that amount. Okay. Give and Take. Give the opponent's Slifer the Sky Dragon. Increasing Snow up to level 14. Triggering the Slifer the Sky Dragon. When Slifer the Sky Dragon has a monster summoned to the field, it can reduce its attack by 2,000 and then destroy it. The Black Garden triggers to give us a token. The Slifer destroys the Neko Main King. When Neko Main King is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect that we gave them, it becomes the end phase. End phase, pass turn. We have no cards in deck, but that's okay. We skip our draw phase because of the Garrus. We go to our main phase. We put back all of the monsters in our deck for Exodius. Now we're going to use Diffusion Wave Motion, which, if your opponent controls a monster, pay 1,000. Target level 7 or higher spellcaster. It must attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and other monsters you control cannot attack. The effects of monsters destroyed by this effect can be activated and are negated. We're going to go Moonmirror Shield on the Exodius, declaring an attack, sending a piece of Exodia. Declare another attack. Send another piece of Exodia. And it's going to climb by 1,000 every time it destroys something. Send another piece of Exodia. Attack for 100 always because of the Moon Mirror Shield so that we don't OTK. Attack again, send another piece of Exodia, and then we send the final piece of Exodia, and the alternative win condition of Exodius, the ultimate Forbidden Lord, triggers to win the game by card effect. Or by win condition, I guess. I don't know. This is one of the most convoluted, most difficult win conditions in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And we have set up a combo using Neko Main King and Slifer to be able to pull this off. Unbelievable. If that wasn't cinema, then I don't know what is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Table 500. If you have a funny replay that can somehow top what we've seen today, check the description down below. Submit your replay via the Google form. And maybe we'll see you in the next episode. Become a channel member for all of those amazing perks and supporting the channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. As always, and until next time, adios.